Hello everybody, welcome back to the garage in Spain. My name's Gary. The idea of today's video is to do an update on the layout and also include at the end a short running session, which will be my first, and ideally just to show you what I've been doing, how things are coming along, and basically what I propose to do in the future. Anyway, without further ado, let's get cracking. Starting over here on the station, we can see that the tunnel portals have now been put into place. These are only the temporary templates that I'll be using to make the actual plasticard brickwork to go up for there. The other main addition is, as you can see, the platforms, the three platforms which have been made of MDF. They're now finally made and put in place. And the last project I was working on this weekend was the new footbridge, which again is about 50% complete. I've got the main stairways finished now. This was made really out of scraps from the box behind, just odds and sods. The Hornby actual station railings used on the top there came in really handy, some plasticard, and most challenging thing I think on that was the actual stair treads themselves. But I'm pretty pleased with the turnout. There's a bit more to do yet with some more down pipes for the guttering, the handrails obviously, and possibly some electrics with some overhead lighting there, which will come in due course. The other thing that I've also included in this is the carriage sidings, which are made up of some new carriages that I got over the Christmas period, second hand. But I'm pretty pleased with them. They all run. Some of them need some work doing on the wheel bearings, but other than that, I'm pretty pleased. Okay, on the other side of the hillside at the junction, again, the template portal is in place. And one of the main issues that I had over here was getting the point motors wired in, and also making up the Mimic box and the Mimic board, as you can see, just behind the goods shed over here. That was a little job. There's 9 sets. That's the main sets of turnouts and points here. There's 9 of those. So quite a bit of work went on there. And of course that included the wiring under the baseboard. And this time I'm glad to say that apart from 1 or 2 cables, everything's nicely put into little trunking and kept neat and tidy. And whilst things do look a little bit like Spaghetti Junction, I was quite pleased with the Mimic board and the wiring, despite having to make up these individual PC boards, little circuit boards, to drive the 2-colour LEDs, when I found they only had 2 legs and not 3 coming off of them. That was good fun. I am pretty pleased with the way the Mimic board has turned out, and standing from behind as I do normally, that obviously gives me complete access to the junction and the points in the background. So the goods shed has a little bit more work to be done on finer details. The car parking area, the road from the level crossing has got to be finished to come round to here, big parking area. In the background there where the road finishes from the other side, that's going to be the actual coal yard and distribution for the domestic coal side. In the background over here where there's a small halt at the moment, this will become the new fuel depot for the diesels. And then running through, they have their little junction there. And at the end at the moment, where I have the few goods wagons and the points, the buffers that I've made up, that's going to eventually be a maintenance depot for diesels as well. Running round from where the coal yard will be, we have a general set of goods sidings. We come into the steam yard. Here's the manager's office and the works office, the water tower, and coming through to the new coal loading platform, which I made over the last few days. Quite pleased with that. Round to the engine sheds. Yes, there are a couple of other locos in there at the moment, just purely for sidings. And then as we run round further, there's a fiddle yard, which at the moment is purely on a manual basis because that hasn't been electrified yet. In the space in here, there'll be a village scene, and the actual fiddle yard will be hidden behind that. And that's, as I say, purely for the number of wagons I've now got. I needed somewhere to store them. So I thought I'll just have a fiddle yard, which I can manually move stuff around with. And then as we come back round, it brings us to the station, and in the foreground there, the carriage sidings as well. So still a lot of work to do over the back there, around this area with the village, and obviously all the tracking yet to be ballasted in, but it's gradually getting there. Okay, without going on too much more, that completes the roundup of the layout at the moment. As promised, I've done a short running session which I recorded last night, and I'll see you at the end of that. Well, if you've enjoyed today's update and a running session, then perhaps you would like to subscribe, and which so I'll leave a little link up here. And also don't forget to push the little bell icon down below. That means you'll be notified when any upcoming videos are posted. I hope you've enjoyed today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, bye for now.